Hari Om. Am I
Please settle
audible?
down. Hari Om.
Videographer, check. Proper position. Proper. What is the range? This to this. Am I audible? Audible? Honest. Hello. Before others join us, I just before my entry into the content, I would like to make some clarifications. One is many people ask me, do we get a very clear picture of the methodology at the end of these 4 days? We are spending huge amount of time, and we want to get that. Okay. Then here my answer would be this. As Professor Nagaraj Patruji mentioned, there is a theory called Gestalt theory. Gestalt or Gestalt. For me, G is pronounced as G. Okay, Gestalt. If somebody Sanskritam can be Sanskrit, why not Gestalt can become Gestalt could become Gestalt. Okay. Yes. So Gestalt theory says that there are some dots. Okay. We are creating pointers, and rest is yours. You can create picture here. Okay. So you can draw lines and connect the points, and you can get your own picture. You can get your own whatever you want. So you can, using this, you can make an elephant, make a peacock, all right, whatever you want. I am giving only the pointers. Okay, you can create whatever you want, but still we have some idea when big picture is created on the wall. Then people start with some lines at one part. You cannot imagine what he is going to paint. You have to wait for some time. In the last day, I think sometimes you may get some idea. Oh, this is being painted here. Okay. Therefore, this is one. So you should have some patience, and it takes time. The second point, because as this is a flash, you should get. We cannot create flash in your mind. You should get that. We can create certain electrification here and there, through which you will get the flash. Second point, in these discourses, particularly in my discourse, I do not translate the terms. Obvious reason. Okay. If I translate the terms will mislead you, and never they give you an idea. Therefore, always my guru said, don't translate and use them, and people will be familiar with them, and they get the idea. All the translations have failed, at least in the level of terms. For example, in Nyaya, people have tried Nyaya books with English translations. Okay, those all English translation of Nyaya texts have failed to communicate. You know why? It is simply because the Nyaya terminology is created with a particular syntax and particular terminology, which is a symbol. So you cannot translate some. See, for example, if somebody says this is equivalent to 1, and this is equivalent to 2, 5. Now translate this into 15, right? Possible, because this is 1, this is 5, this is 15. This will not happen. This is not possible. So, because we need to understand so many things there, this simple translation will not work. And even if I translate, for example, the word Pratiyogita is translated as counter positive. Who understands? Nobody can understand what is counter positive. And again, you have to give a definition. Therefore, better understand the terms by definition. We go by definition, we don't translate. Okay? Whatever term, for example, in Panini we have guna. Guna can be translated in many ways. Is guna quality in Panini? No, obviously we know. Therefore, the translation doesn't work. What works is definition. I define what is guna, then my definition works there. Therefore, you try to understand the terms by definition. Don't translate them. Okay. The second observation, the whole methodology that is developed or understood here is meant, it is meant for oral tradition. You should keep this in mind. At least you can understand this, what is oral tradition. You know, many a times we found it very difficult to communicate our ideas to the, because I conversed with IIT students. They come from a very particular training. That training always requires a board, symbols and manipulation of symbols and writing. Unless you write, they can't get it, you know. I go on speaking, people go on writing. So the whole idea is our entire tradition is oral tradition. The research methodology or whatever I developed, the Indian thinkers developed, that is for oral tradition. So, and you can apply that in various places, but you can't demand for a research methodology, or you cannot apply the research methodology which is meant for the written tradition, writing tradition, and you can apply that on the oral tradition and see the result. So, that is totally irrelevant. You have to see all those suitability. Okay, this is second caution line. And now, before the currently what I am trying to create here is how to think in Shastric way. Okay. How to think in Shastra way. Before doing that, I ask a question. Is Shastra living? Shastras, no Shastras I am saying, I am Shastra. I mean Shastra means the way of thinking, particular way of thinking. Is it alive? What is life? If I am living, if I got life, what is that? How do we define life? Whether this is living? No? And this person is living. Why? Dynamics. Then? Movement. Right? Movement. Okay. Thinking we can't see. No, whether he thinks or not, we don't see actually. A response, yeah. Pratikriya. Pratikriya, yes. So, if something is done and response comes, okay. The response is one sign of life, okay. This is one sign of life. What else? And response comes from computer also. Response comes, okay. Immediate response comes. Yes, growth. Growth. I mean, growth is there within the computer also. You know, it grows and grows multiple ways. And mathematics, the process grows automatically. You don't do anything. You just give it and it goes. Self-reliance. I don't know how we can't see that actually. No? The other important factor is productivity. If it produces something, then we can say machine cannot produce. Machine can create another machine but it cannot produce the Jaivika Utpatti. So that's life. Utpadana Kshamata, right? Right. Reproduction is a unique in the life. Now with these ideas, there should be some pratikriya, so one way, one sign of living, and the second way is there should be some productivity, continuous reproduction capacity. If this is there, then we can say this is living. Is Shastra living? Many people objected that you are not doing philosophy.
But in case
You
of
are-
Vandya, there is no productivity. It's not living.
No, see, there are, that is, yes. So please don't counter me. Instead, you just understand the spirit, okay? So there are exceptions for everything, okay? Yes. The idea is this, that I think with this counter immediately I'm broken. The productivity, what happens sometimes, somebody asked me in my one of discourses, he asked me, so are you doing philosophy or are you just reproducing the philosophy? I mean, redundantly you are using philosophy, just you are memorizing. Our Shastras are being memorized continuously. People in Gurukula or wherever, they remember and they recollect, then they again they reproduce it, and the same thing is redundantly put, no new ideas. Therefore, whether it is living, this question comes. So just recollection is not a sign of living, sign of life. So, but we have enough evidence of life, but somewhere it is stuck. We have to revive it. To do that, so it is not, the life cannot, life is not possible, life is not possible in books. Life is possible only with living beings. One day somebody told in India, the poet, the lots of poems are written, lots of, where are they? They are only in the libraries. I said, no, you come to Bangalore, you meet Ganesh, Shatavadhani Ganesh. He is a living person who can continuously produce. Kalidasa is living there. Kalidasa is not in book, Kalidasa is living. So we should have some, this kind of tradition is broken. So now how to revive it? If an environment is not created, it cannot be, you cannot continue as museum. The Gurukulas have become no museum because they should continue, that's all. When we are not using them, taking the power from them, and the power is not spread across the different disciplines and areas, you cannot say it is living. Therefore, the idea is to make it living. For that we should take the power and spread to create the environment. The whole idea is to create the environment for life of this Shastra. Therefore, I put this idea with one caption. We need, if you want to create something new, then we need bija. So bijas are there now, seed. So bija is protected. Now we have to, when we want to cultivate, and bija is to be processed, okay. Unless you process the bija, you cannot cultivate, okay. First we have to process the bija, then after process we should cultivate, and it requires some time also. People want result next moment. It's not machine, no? You have to cultivate and wait for a day, and then the ankura comes out. Therefore, so here the tradition for innovation, that's our caption. So we need tradition for innovation. So if we require, if we really look for some innovation, you need tradition. The tradition for me is bija. Bija is protected. Now we have to process it, and we have to cultivate and get the innovation. But here, when people talk about new knowledge. The philosophy is very important here. No? For example, when we were discussing about history, in India, why history did not take place? We do not have history, we do not have any problem if we do not have history. Because history basically requires a line, the concept of line. If you have concept of line, the time is like line, linear time. Then you can fix the history. But we do not have linear time, we have circle. Then how can I have, my philosophy has some problem with that. Therefore, alien notions cannot fit into this system. Therefore, we are not understanding history. So far, we are continuously failing in history. Our students do not like history, okay, because we are not interested in history. The history, if at all, I am interested in Itihasa, because it is a living memory for me. So, learning from past is important for me. It is in the form of Itihasa, not in the form of history. So, therefore, such ideas we are just borrowing and keeping them here, and we don't understand how they work with us. So, with this caution, therefore, when we create something, we should understand the cultivation process of this bija should be indigenous. So, if we borrow some processing the process from outside, then to process it, the result will be different. So, in order to get the intended result, we should develop our own process, our own methodology of our own process, then we can cultivate it in a right manner. With this introduction, and when we call new knowledge, the concept of knowledge in India is different actually. Across the disciplines in India, so jnana is conceived as nitya jnana. So, we never think that jnana does not exist and it comes. So, somebody thinks jnana always changes and it takes new form, again new form, because Newton's knowledge was now rejected, and again one more knowledge has come. So, Einstein knowledge could be rejected and new knowledge comes. This is the whole idea about knowledge. But in India, we feel that knowledge is just revealed. We are trying for just reveal the knowledge, not to acquire the knowledge. Kutova nutanam vastu vayam utprekshitum kshamaha. Vacho vinyasa vaichitre matra vicharitam. Just I can place it in new way, I can place it in new form, but it exists. This philosophy also we should keep in our mind. If I can only discover, I cannot create it. No Shastrakara created. He created Shastras. He did not create the world. Right? Yes. We will come to that point. What is truth and so today, with this philosophical understanding, I take two questions, very simple. Okay. Coming. Yes. Shall we begin with the question? Kin nama shastram? Shastras, three questions. Kin nama shastram? Avagachanti khalu? Kin nama shastram? And shastrasya karyam kim? What is the function of shastra? So, in general, I am talking about shastra, and I am not talking about the process of details of vyakarana or nyaya or mimamsa. No. What is shastra mean? What does it mean? And what is the definition of shastra? And what are the factors and components involved in the shastra? And what is the function of shastra? Okay. So, there are many quotations. I do not go to the quotations, they do not serve any purpose here. Thanks to Vaishnavi, she has captured my ideas and she has prepared some notes. I use them. Some points yesterday I covered, and today, yes, lecture 1, yes, yes. Kim bhavayet, kena bhavayet, katham bhavayet. Yesterday I proposed this. What to accomplish? Nothing new, but to discover. Okay. Put the ideas in new form. Kena bhavayet, what are the means to accomplish? We have to identify the tools, means, instruments, and then we should put them in an order so that we can get the whole process will get us result. And how to accomplish, how to use them, how to employ the process. See, this is what happening in here now. We have abundant resources, okay. Can you see this? Yes. I think this is okay. Okay. Yes. Yes, it's okay. It's in. This is how we are working. Coming to, so how is very important. And secondly, we can't separate, as I said, content and form. We can't separate, but we have to put them together. Without content, so I want to, we should have Vastu and Vastu both. So Vastu is important and Vastu is also important. So, because our training, so we are trained in mathematics. Mathematics train our mind to see, to separate the content from form. Yes, we are trained with that methodology. Now we have to come out of that methodology. If you do not come out, and you can't really achieve here anything, because this is the whole, this requires some unlearning also. Because we are trained from day 1 of our schooling, we are taught mathematics. We separated content and form. This is one problem. I am not saying that mathematics is bad and mathematics should not be taught. What I is all the training.
Cartesian separation.
Yes. What is it?
Cartesian.
Yes. So this I told. So where is that article? Shastrasya. Lecture, Shastra Karyam, yes. Shastra. Here I come to this question, Kin Nama Shastram. This is the definition. There are many definitions, of course. So there are, we find around 30 definitions in different Shastras, and different ways people have put it, what is Shastra. And of course, it is discussed at length in Mimamsa Shastra, what is Shastra. And Shastra Shabdasya Vitpattim Vayam Pashyamaha. If you look at the Vitpatti of Shastra, it says Shasti. Shasti, Shastha Dhatu. Shasti iti Shastram. Shasti means it prescribes, right? Or Vidhi Nishedhu. Vidhi Nishedha Parakam Shastram. Vidhi is prescription, do's and don'ts. Vidhi Nishedha Upadesha. Prescription of do's and don'ts. What is prescription? Yes, Nishedha. Okay. Prescription, prescriptions. And Vidhi and Nishedha. Okay. These two are the very important factors, the work which imparts this kind of education. So now the question comes, Vidhi is Shastra. If something is prescribed, so do this, then people have come up with many problems. So in India, Shastras stopped growing because they were not adaptive. So adaptation of time, Yuganukulata has been lost. Because you cannot progress. Because somebody has said, you have to follow that. Panini fixed the Sanskrita. Because Panini has stopped Sanskrit growing, he said you should use this word in this particular way. Therefore, Sanskrit cannot be changed. When you cannot change something, and it becomes stagnant and you cannot grow. Therefore, Panini is the main problem, main cause of the stagnation of Sanskrit. So this is how people argue. Therefore, not only Sanskrit, I say all Shastras are stagnant and they don't have tendency to grow, and they don't have, because the nature of Shastras is this, that they prescribe and nobody can accept that. This is the main cause of death of Shastras. Okay? Now Shastras are dead. Therefore, you cannot make them, give them life. Now coming to this definition, so Shastram nama kim, I can connect everything. Everything is encaptured here. Vaktrushrotroho abhimatam ananya sadhyam phalamuddishya tat sadhana bhutam pramanantara apraptam artham pratipadayatam vakyanam samuha shastram. Even if I translate this English, you can see Shastram is a collection of those statements which describe some sort of means that are not ascertained by any other means of cognition. It's not cognition, it is pramana. Means of cognition together. Means of cognition together becomes pramana, to obtain certain result which is not achievable from any other source and which is agreeable to both the speaker and listener. Did you get something? No. Let us try to understand. Shastrasya karyam kim bhavati. See, the whole idea is this. Can you tell me, sir, what is your Shastra? History, right? History, right? What is the content of history?
Account of the past.
Account of the past. You keep the account of the past. Information, right?
In a way.
Right? In a way, you just keep them. Then it is not Shastra. So there is a way.
Meaningfully describing the past.
Okay? It's information.
But still there is an organization, there is
Okay? Something else. You have to say something else. What is that something else?
that inquiry is there.
You need to derive the wisdom from that.
So what is that? What you are going to derive?
Yeah, understand how the people respond to the situation so that we can chalk the future proof.
Yeah, very interesting.
You can chalk out the future.
History chalks out the future. Therefore, right, how?
Yeah, we can
You have past information and you have what else?
present. Past and present you can
Past and present.
and future also.
And could you see that there are some incidents and there are some causes for that in the history?
Yeah.
You take them, huh? And then you identify this is what happened, and after this has happened. There are some pointers in the history, right? You do causation, right? This is one part. This is another event. You have some relation to events, and after that you are interested in this, not in this actually. Events are known. So history is interested in this relation between two events, right? when the relation between two events are understood, and those relations become very important factors, right? And you can use them for future predictions, right? Take any example. The vidhi means relation. Vidhi means relation. A relation is should have two events, at least two events, because you cannot have two participants. You know, I cannot have relation with my own. I should have some other person. There are two persons or two events or two individuals, two pointers to have relation, to develop a relation. So that relation, if it becomes niyama, for example, if the relation is seen, that becomes niyama, right? For example, you see the gravitation force, okay? Whenever you drop something from sky, you see it is going down. So repeatedly if it is seen, the two events are seen. When two events are recurrent, then you can see there is a relation, okay? You identified that relation as a gravitation. So you gave some name. Actually by just giving name you can't achieve anything. So it is understood. The force is understood. When you understand the force, that force is the content of that whole science. What different disciplines are doing is they are identifying the relation between the events, be it history, be it law, be it physics, chemistry. Now you can see that. My point is here, our Shastrakaras did the same thing. They did not create, they just identified. What to identify? Shastram nama Shastri vidhatte vidhim vadati niyamam karoti. नियमम करोति तैसे नियम बनाना है, इसका मतलब है ग्रेविटेशन कोई नहीं बनाता है, इट इज देयर, इसको आइडेंटिफाई करता है. ही आइडेंटिफाइड द ग्रेविटेशन. फॉर एग्जांपल, पाणिनि हैज created niyama for sandhi rules, you know. He did not create. In fact, he is identifying the relation between two sounds and how it takes some changes when it is put in different contexts. In other sense, he is giving definition of vocal cord. In simple terms, he is giving definition of vocal cord, because whenever I pronounce A followed by A, it becomes A only. It cannot become A, right? He is ultimately he is giving definitions. He is deriving the definition out of his observations. He is creating niyamas. Niyamas means he is seeing niyamas in Prakriti. In nature there are rules, there are certain relations which are repeatedly seen. Therefore, he is just placing them in an order. He is defining them. Definition, giving definitions to the relations, giving definitions to the different sort of relations in the world is the object of any shastra. Is the object of any shastra. Dharma Shastra is doing same thing. Dharma Shastra prescribes certain things. It is not prescription, it is just giving you definition. What is definition? People objected, see, if you don't do this, this will happen. If you do this, this will happen. What he is saying is, there is a sequence and consequence. If this happens, definitely this is going to happen, be careful. Therefore, he has also given the corrective mechanism, how to correct this. So, what is the problem? Therefore, Shastrakaras always they are trying to give definition of niyamas that exist in the nature. Now come to this point. Here you can see this Vakyanam Samuha, this collection of sentences which has some pratipadana, pratipadayati, Kim pratipadayati, artham pratipadayati. Some object, some content. What is that? Now I have identified it as niyama. Okay, rules of nature. It identifies rules of those rules, those content is not available through any other pramanas. If the history is doing something, if it is available in physics, why should I read history? Right? Pramanantara apraptam artham. If Shastra should be, should have its own content, then it should separate its content from others. If physics is doing something and history does the same thing, what is the use of history? Therefore, you should have a distinct content. So, you should identify distinct content. It's problem with computer, right? So to separate, for example, you take the example of chemistry and mathematics, chemistry and physics. The object of the chemistry and mathematics is one and the same. Can you separate them? The same object. But chemistry reads it in different way and physics reads it in different way. The way, the perception is different. Why? Because prayojana is different. So yesterday I pointed out this problem. Keep the prayojana in mind, and that prayojana defines your content. That prayojana defines your process. That prayojana defines perception about the object. Because Panini, same language is problem of many people. It's a problem of Panini. Problem means problem. It is the Vishaya basically. Vishaya means Ajnata. When something is Ajnata, it becomes problem for us. Right? If it is Jnata, problem. We are trying to know. Actually, if it is a problem when I don't know this. Computer becomes a problem when I don't know this. If I am aware of computer, it's not a problem for me. So for Panini, language becomes a problem because until he does not know it. So now Panini has tried to understand and same language is a problem for Mimamsakas, it's a problem for Vaiyakaranas, it's a problem for Alankara. Everybody looks at the language from different perspective. That perspective comes from prayojana. So without prayojana you cannot develop a shastra. So yesterday I spoke about prayojana. That's how we should connect. Now see, there should be some phala. Vaktrushrotroha abhimatam phalam. Unless you have a result, prayojana in your mind, you can't really define the shastra. You can't really define your object. You can't see them. Unless physics has some purpose, unless mathematics has some purpose, it cannot really perceive the objects as it develops. So a mathematician, be it a physician, be it a philosopher, he should have a purpose, and that purpose drives him to see in certain way. Okay. Now the whole world, therefore in India, every darshanika talks about moksha. Universe is same. Whether he is Vaiyakarana, Mimamsaka, Alankarika, he talks about moksha because he says, my way you understand the world, you will be from universe is, never our Shastrakaras has drawn the lines for their Shastra. This is my world. No. The whole world is world for them. No Shastrakara said, my world is this. I am going to speak about only this world and this created world. And now you come here and I will try my theories. Never. They applied their theories on the entire world, entire universe. Universe is the object. But they see the universe in a particular way. The entire universe is, entire life is the world. They try the world with a particular angle. That's how it differs from words, differ from one discipline to another discipline. Otherwise, the whole universe is the content. Now, come here, we have defined the phalam and artham. There is a relation between this phala and artha. What is this relation? The relation is this, they have some cause relation. That prayojana is possible through this, that prayojana is possible through this object, understanding of this object, this particular object. If you want to, calculate the volume of air in this room, and you should have number, right? And numbers are the inputs, and there is a calculation method, and mathematics gives only calculation. It says there is a particular way to handle it. So there are results and there are objects, they have cause and effect relation. That relation I define in a particular way. Therefore, take any Shastra, you have only one way, objects and the result, the cause and effect relation. If I am able to define this is the cause and this is the, that's it, rest of the things are taken care. So all Shastras, they try to show the relation between this phala and artha. One more thing you should see, this phala cannot be accomplished by any other way. If it would have been accomplished by other ways, then nobody comes to this Shastra. So you have to ensure that this is not possible to be accomplished by any other way, and this is the only way, and that should be Vaktrushrotroha Abhimatam. If I am not in for that, nobody comes there, right? And there is a human relation. Those who are interested in this particular phala are the adhikaris. So I am talking about adhikari and this relation with the phala prayojana. That prayojana and artha has some relation, sadhya sadhana bhava relation, cause and effect relation, and that has some relation with this Shastra, that is Pratipadya Pratipadaka Bhava Sambandha. So now these are the factors. I am defining with 4 factors. There is an adhikari and prayojana and sambandha, and there is a vishaya, adhikari, prayojana, sambandha put together. Now take any science or any Shastra, this is what happens. Unless you define in this way, you don't get it, right? Now try to define jurisprudence. What is that, right? Now coming to this point, all Shastras try to define the world in terms of niyama, because vidhi is their goal, vidhana is their goal. Vidhi means niyama. Niyama means there is a relation, that relation which is unbroken relation, undeviated relation, undivorceable relation, right? Never divorce happens. That relation is called niyama. Always, whenever you observe, A follows B, and never you have observed an exception for that. Then that becomes niyama. Okay. In different Shastras, this is put in different way. Some Shastras follow Utsarga Apavada Niyam Vyavastha. Utsarga means general rule. General rule means it is put in a way that generally it is possible. Then Apavadas are accounted. They are just enumerated. The other way is exclude all Apavadas, include them in the Niyama, then perfect rule, and you won't get. There are 2 ways to place it, but people have tried in both the ways. Utsarga Apavada Vyavastha is followed by Panini, and others tried with Niyamas. Mimamsakas tries with Niyamas. Nayayikas tried with Niyamas. They never accept, they are so, what you say, they don't, they exclude the exceptions. They try to accommodate all exception within the Niyama. Right? Now coming to this point, these are the 2 functions of Shastra. main objective of Shastra definition, giving definitions to the cause and relation effect or Vyapti. These are the only two. Now you apply every Shastra, any Shastra you just apply. If you want to see Shastric methodology, ultimate result is only two. Either it is Vyapti, in the form of Vyapti, or in the form of Karyakarana Bhava. So there are objects, many events and objects. Either you should identify Karyakarana Bhava between them, cause and effect relation, or you have to identify there is a correlation, that correlation which never breaks, right, where you do not find cause and effect relation, but still there is a relation. There are many examples. Huh? Simple association, but that association, unbreakable association, but you find it.
And when we association, which side is causing which other we
No. The cause and effect relation is unknown, right? Cause and effect relation is but there is a relation, association. That is called Vyapti. That is called Vyapti, and that is seen in tree also. For example, see the example. This is circle, circle, circle. This is A, this is B, and this is C. Here there is a relation. Always A is pervaded by B, B is pervaded C, and no cause and effect relation. Therefore, you can certainly say if it is C, if it is A, it should be B and C also. Right? If you see this is a mango tree, then it must be tree. You cannot say it is not a tree, but it is a mango tree. So this hierarchical relation, this without cause and effect relation. So this is called Vyapti. Vyapti is very very vast topic. It itself is a vast topic, and we will discuss separately. But anyway, you just identify there is certain relation which is not breakable, but always it is, but without any cause and effect relation. Now coming to cause and effect relation, you know, every time this has happened and this has happened, this will happen, this has happened. For example, every early morning sun rises and the darkness goes off. This is cause and effect relation. You know the reasons for causation. You know the reason for causation. Then in chemistry it happens, right? You know the reason for causation. But in law you cannot see that. In society sometimes you don't see what is the cause and effect relation, but it happens always, right? In economics also, people can't see the cause and effect relation, but they see the relation. Whenever it happens, it happens. But why? No, don't know. If you know why, then it is called cause and effect relation. If you don't know why, it is just relation. You have to, you can classify all relation here only. Go to any Shastra, only two. Panini has tried only with these two. Dharma Shastrakaras has only, or all Shastrakaras, go to Alankara Shastra, Mimamsa, Nyaya, Vaisheshika, whatever. The relations are identified in two ways, Vyapti or Karyakarana Bhava. Give me any relation, I will push that in these two relations. Now our job is very easy now. Now if at all we are trying to create new Shastra, then we should try for identifying only Vyapti and cause and effect relation, nothing else. We should look for only these two concepts, right? There are many events, but we should look for cause and effect relation or the relation of Vyapti. Now, how to do this? How Panini did arrive at while doing Lakshana, definition. Ultimately, definition is the only key to solve all problems. All our Shastrakaras, this I learned from one philosopher. Though I was learning Vyapti Panchakam, then Vyapti Chaturdasha Lakshani and Siddhanta Lakshana. Everywhere is Lakshana. In Nayayikas, everywhere is Lakshana. And I was also reading Siddhanta Kaumudi. The sutras are called Lakshanas. Laksha Lakshane Vyakaranam. What is Vyakarana? Lakshya and Lakshana. So Lakshana is Vyakarana. Sutras are called Lakshanas. They are just definitions. Now come to Panini never prescribed, Panini defined. See, Sutra is Lakshana. Sutra is not a prescription. Sutra is not a vidhi. Sutra shows the niyama existing in the nature. Therefore it is called vidhi. But it is Lakshana. Lakshana of vidhi.
Sir, in Tamil, the word for grammar, ilakkanam, which is nothing but lakshana.
Next. See? Asmakam sarvani lakshanaparani shastrani bhavanti. They try to define the world. Once you define, no, all your problems are solved. You just define. For example, if husband and wife have some problem, you define the role of husband and wife. The problem is solved.
Which side is problem?
The problem is, what is the concept of husband to her? What is the duties of husband to her? If it is known to him, problem is solved. The problem is, they don't know the definition of husband and wife, right? That's the cause of problem. And you define them in proper way. For example, if you have problem with Pakistan and India, the problem with line, okay? If you define the line, problem is solved. Everywhere definition is the problem. Once you arrive at definition, problem is solved. There is no problem. Therefore, the whole world can be understood in the form of definition. People have tried for definition. I have evaluated more than 50 theses. Nowhere people have tried with definitions. One or two good theses where people have tried to define the problem. So define the objects. When you define the objects in a particular way, your problem is solved. Our Shastrakaras did in this way. Right? Now, how to define? How to come to definitions? There are two ways. It's very simple. First, in Panini's, see, before Panini's there were huge amount of data, you know well. Vedas, Ananta, that Vedas are Anantas, okay. And the sentences are innumerable. The huge data. With that huge data, he could arrive at Lakshanas. How he did that? That is called Samanyikarana, Sadharanikarana. Sadharanikarana in that other sense, some abstraction. Abstraction is not so easy actually. Abstraction is not so easy job. You know, now people try for, all Shastras try for two things. For abstraction and they try for classification. Right? Without classification and abstraction, you can't do anything. And this is another way. If my Lakshana is Samanya Lakshana, then I am abstraction. I am going for abstraction. This is called Samanya Lakshana. And when I classify, this becomes Vishesha Lakshana for me. Right? So when I form Vishesha Lakshana, classification is done. When I form Samanya Lakshana, abstraction is done. And it is not so easy job. We cannot classify Chinese because all Chinese faces are look alike for us, right? If 100 Chinese sit here, I can identify they are Chinese, but I cannot classify them. No? I cannot see differentiation between their forms. It's not so easy. There are many ways to identify it. To do Lakshana, there are many ways. For example, for Panini, take example, how many of you know, let us take this one, simple. In English, it is very, to make Tritiya by with simple. But in our languages, it is very difficult. At least in Panini, for example, Tritiya Vibhakti's, forms of Tritiya Vibhakti in different Shabda are different. Ramena, Krishnena, Ramaya, Jagata, how many other forms? Harina, Vapusha. No form is similar. They take different forms. Okay. Now, how to identify this is Tritiya? Panini had data only. He did not have any idea about Tritiya. Who knows what is Tritiya? For him, data is only, and he had semantics, he had forms. Now he could take the forms and he identified one single form there. No, this is one there. He gave Tritiya. To come to arrive to that level itself is a great. That process, identifying the similar forms and identifying Samanya Lakshana there is a big thing. Panini did that. There is a process to do that. Entire Paninian system, how to arrive at that Lakshana. Panini could see ta there actually. Ta. What is ta? It is a technical term. But Panini could see that ta in Ramayana, in Ramaya, in Jagata, Vapusha. He could see ta. Similarly, Ayurveda people, there are many ways of expressions of doshas. It comes out in the body in many ways. Body responds in different way. But they could see only 3 doshas, right? This is all Vitta, Pitta. This is Kapha. They arrived at conclusion Kapha is this. So this is what the contribution of our ancient system. They could see some Samanya Dharma. This is, for example, if you are given cows, it's very easy because all cows have 4 legs and one this. It's easy. But to identify Krishna Mruga and varieties of Krishna Mrugas, it's very difficult. Deer, bhaktiars. It is not so easy. And to identify in our Vrukshayurveda, there are many species. To arrive at some Samanya Dharma, it's not so easy job. Botany, plantation botany, to arrive at conclusion, it is not so easy job. So, first of all, abstraction of common properties in diverse objects, which have different forms, different functions, different nature, different meaning, yet you are arriving at one conclusion that this is one. And Vishesha Dharma Darshanam, classification by grasping the special features of common objects. If you have common objects, you are classifying them. If you do this, this is called the process of making definitions. What is definition? Definition is nothing but the features of that particular object. If you see common feature, Asadharana Dharma is Lakshana. If you see common feature, that becomes Sadharana Lakshana. If you see some uncommon or differentiating features, they become Vishesha Lakshana, then that becomes classification, Vibhaga. So now, this is the job of any Shastra. Entire Shastra, if you read, this is what done. Nothing else, nothing more than this. Understood? Any Shastra, go to any Shastra. If you have this idea, now you can read any Shastra. This is what done, nothing more. They did not describe anything, described in this form. Even we can create. How to define the words? How to define the world? There is a way to do that. Identify, there are 4 if I ask you to define this, how do you define this? White pen. Because you are saying, by saying pen, you are saying this is the tool used for writing. You are excluding so many things, right? And you are saying white because you want to exclude other colors, okay? And now by pen you are excluded other functions. See, I am looking at the function of this object. By that I am excluding this, right? So you are looking at the function of this, and second level you are looking at the color of it, right? So there are only few properties in an object. One is its form, right? The second, function, kriya, and jati, right? These are the particular ways to look at the things. If you can identify in this way, you will be able to define the things. Go to any Shastra, the same way. Go to any Shastra, this is the way. So, Swarupa, Kriya, Guna, Jati, Kriya, right? Guna, Jati, Kriya and Swarupa. If at all it is not possible to differentiate, ultimately we give number. It is human being 1, human being 2, human being 3. Therefore, I am Srinivasa, he is Nagaraja, he is Sai, because we cannot differentiate in that level. So then we differentiate them by number, just adding one more tag, unique tag, that's all. Therefore, Sambandha and identifying, what is the time? Identifying the function of an object is an interesting thing. This function is defined by our purpose actually. So the same, yes, for our purpose the whole identification is done. That gives, for example, this event could be an object for history, this itself. This could be an object for a mathematician. He can define in mathematics. What is the strategy, numbers, etc. He can take something and he can do. So whatever Shastra looks at particular event with some parameters. It has got its own some specific primitives. Those primitives define the Shastra. You should have some primitives. Those primitives come from your prayojana. If you have fixed prayojana in your mind, then you can derive the primitives. For example, physics looks at the world with an atom. So it has got an atom, concept of atom. But in chemistry, it is concept of, I don't know what is, molecule. In the mathematics, it is just number, nothing more than that. So in every Shastra looks at one particular primitive and that exists in the real world. Out of that it creates the world. The whole world is created, rearranged in such a way that it becomes history, and that becomes mathematics, that becomes physics and chemistry. And no Shastra leaves anything in the world without giving this primitive application. So apply your primitive and construct the word and make a relation that becomes whole word. That is the content of Shastra. So you should have primitives for that. Primitives should be defined. All these ideas I got only from my Shastras. And each Shastra will define its primitive in different ways. You can see that. With this, yes. कुत्र शब्द आगच्छति? Sound is coming? See, therefore, in every Shastra you find this. First they enumerate Uddesha, just enlist, right? Uddesha. If you just they enlist the primitives, okay? Those becomes their sannyas. Ultimately they become sannyas for them, sanya. And those sannyas are defined, lakshanas. Okay, lakshana. In an act, when you define, so you have to define the terms first. That's lakshana. List, uddesha, and lakshana. Once you do that, your act is perfect. If you have any problem in lakshana, then the whole act becomes a chaos, right? Then pramanehi artha parikshanam. Now after that, once you define them, Pardon, you can't see them? Full screen? So it's very simple. Uddesha, Lakshana, Pariksha and Vibhaga. Yes. You, full screen. Full screen. Now you can see. This pariksha differs from Shastra to Shastra. You cannot say that, see this differs because parameters of testing differs from Shastra to Shastra. You cannot have one single parameter for all. Those parameters which are used in lab, those parameters which are used in employed in the society, those parameters which are actually used in computer. In computers it's very easy because only you are seeing, if there is no contradiction, it is truth. So ultimately removing contradiction is the through pariksha. If you are removing contradictions, then your Shastra is perfect, right? That's the truth. Truth is not outside, within the system. Every Shastra try to develop a very consistent system, right? Consistent system. If it is consistent, either virtual or real, it should be consistent. If you see any inconsistency, always some objection is given to Dakshana by showing some exception. If you define something, if you come up with a theory, then some exception is shown outside the world. See, this is the contradiction, you have to solve the contradiction. To solve the contradiction, people either alter the definition or they include the exception. These are the ways, right? Go to any Shastra. Now see, I am speaking inside you, I am not speaking outside actually, because you are applying in your own Shastra. You are looking at the different your own example, constructing your own example. You have your own set of rules, set of primitives, and you are applying them. If you apply them, you can see how your Shastra is functioning. Example? Shastriya example. It's not purpose, that is prayojana. Uddesha means list. Yes, primitive, list of primitives. Enumeration of your objects, primitives. Yes, I have to take one example. Yes, is the question. Classification. Yes. Yes. Yeah, list of unit. You have to, yes. Minimal units, primitives you have to enlist. This is because this cannot go ananta. Shastra is trying to define the word with limited sources. So Laghava is the main object of because the whole word is big, universe is big. To understand the big word in a small way, my Shastra should be small. Therefore, I should have a finite list. I cannot have entities. Otherwise, if I have innumerable entities in my Shastra, and Shastra also become another word. So, right, you cannot understand it. You want to understand the whole universe because this is so big, so I can't understand. Therefore, I have a finite list. That finite list is Uddesha. Vastu Sankirtanam with finite. It cannot be Ananta. For example. Yes, right. In Yoga Shastra. These are the vrittis. Now, to apply all these, she requires an example. Right?
Sir, about example, can the concept of dharma and apata dharma comes into the definition and exception?
Yes. Yeah, this is big example. It's a very complex example. If we go into the details of dharma and apad dharma and etc., then it becomes so complex. And examples are constructed from the life. And once you start including it, and your definition becomes very vague, and either your definition will be too short or too wide. This is what, either it becomes wide or yes. Yeah, you can try. I wanted to try with Nyaya Shastra, but okay.
Combinations of some finite set of elements. So this list of finite set of elements is your Uddesha. Elements cannot be more than what the people that is a constant. And the Lakshana is where how any existing object can be expressed as a combination of these things. And what are those conditions? For instance, atomic number or property. Pariksha is you bring up different objects from the universe. Okay, here is this thing. Tell me what this is. Here Dharma. It is CH4 body, whatever combination. So that you can express any existing universal object.
In this
Terminology. Okay? Without any. If you don't have a way to express, then you have to go back to the drawing board and try again. You can, you can. You pass the Pariksha.
and one more. Yes. No. Better I will go with one Nyaya Shastra example, where I am comfortable. For example, Dravya Guna Karma Samanya Vishesh Samaya Abhava as the objects. Okay, I have identified Padarthas first, then I identified these are Dravyas. Now you have a problem with, I took Suvarna. Suvarna is gold. Okay, gold is illuminating. I said this cannot be Prithvi, because this has some very peculiar quality which has problem with calling it Prithvi. The problem is that when it is put in fire, certain amount goes into dust, but certain amount never goes into dust, that it retains its properties, and Prithvi cannot do that. If any part of Prithvi is put in fire and it cannot retain its properties, it becomes Paka. Paka means it changes. Now Suvarna can't do that. Now the problem is, if it is not changing its qualities, then it cannot be Prithvi, it should be something else. Where do you put it? Right, this question. To answer this question, they place Suvarna into Tejas. It is a Tejas, it's a part of Tejas. Now this is a problem, and they solved it by putting so many inferences, they checked it and they again processed. Alright? This one example. We can give an example from even Panini also. Vriddhi, what example? Lakshana.
And there are many examples. Can you explain
Pariksha. Okay. See, we are repeating it. Can we apply this process in any other Shastras? Modern problems. And here, one more last word. For me, this is, what is this? Duster, right? Duster, anybody can say this. This is just because the function is seen here. Function of this is to remove dust on the board. Therefore, this is duster by definition. Okay? And by you are looking at the function of this particular object. Sometimes I don't have duster, I can use something else also. So this becomes also duster, right? I can remove it. This is the only function, right? Sometimes I can write on the page. If I don't have, I can write on this becomes paper now. Function, by function. I can use it now. I'll write some phone number here and I again use it for, so I'm using some other object as a paper. So by function, if you look at the function, many things are included in one classification. This is very difficult. These are so easy. So how to, therefore Shastrakaras, be careful, their primitives are cleaned primitives. They process and for example, if a goldsmith, if you give gold to him and he will not use the same gold to create another ornament, he cannot do that. He cleans up first. He removes all other elements from this gold and takes the pure gold, again adds something and deletes something, and then he creates another ornament, right? This is the process. In the same way, Shastrakaras have taken objects from real world and they polished them, right? And then they use them for their recreation of the world. You should create in this way. For any engineering, you are an architect, you cannot use the objects in same way. You have to polish this in your mind, right? Iron is not an iron for you. It's a straight line for you, right? It's a straight line. It has to have some capacity to hold the weight, right? All these features you are seeing, those objects are the Shastric objects. The objects which are defined in Shastras are not available in real world objects. Are real world objects, and they are defined and they are understood in defined way in Shastras, and you can go back again and use them, because see, this is what we do. For example, I take one example. What is Atman? Atma. What is Atma? Atma is anybody. He is Atma. He is Atma. The body, and body is not Atman. And it says remove the body. Okay, after removing, what is available? I can't see that. Now by definition says Jnanadhikaranam Atma. So it says there is an entity called cognition, jnana, which is experience again, which has some other definition. I have another definition for that. By definition it is understood. So jnana means the quality which objectifies certain things is a particular quality, that is jnana, and that jnana exists in some dravya, that dravya is Atma, right? This dravya, I don't know whether it exists in the real world. It exists in my particular world. I am creating it, means I am defining the objects in such a way that they are usable for me. Otherwise I can't. Pada, whether real pada exists or not, I don't know. Real pada exists or not, I don't know. But I have pada, suptiganta pada. I can terminate certain things in sound. I can terminate with subanta. Terminate with subanta. That becomes pada for me. And for Nayayika, I terminate with meaning. If it conveys certain semantic element, that is pada for me. So that Rama is one pada, is another pada for me. So to understand in my own way, I have my own primitives. I have classified. I look at them. So in Ramaha Vanam Gacchati, a Nayayika can see 6 words. A Vyakarana can only see 3 words. It is their own system. So it is how we look at the, because primitives, they guide me. The primitives guide me how to look at the words and classify them and take them and use them. Therefore, the objects which are Shastrakaras world, they are processed. They are refined objects are used. Those refined objects are the objects of the Shastras. So we have to know the process of refining, how to refine them, right?
Sir.
No. Because properties are the base functions, properties of the objects are the base for them. Because handle the whole object and then understand it in all angles and put it in their form, right? So to take one aspect of it and define it and refine it, then use it for your purpose. That's the limitation. That's the limitation. This is that's how Bhartrhari says. Bhartrhari, therefore, in our thinking, Bhartrhari pervades. In other way, Bhartrhari is actually functioning in our thinking. He is there. His theories are working. Now we have forgotten Bhartrhari. Therefore, we don't know how it, and we are bringing some other ideas and they are not working here. We are able to take them and process think in the similar ways. Then I think we will be able to do more. Yes.
So this abstraction, can we say that, for example, in Dharmashastra they speak about Varna framework, Vidhi, Nisheda and all. These are basically abstractions from the real world actions, the abstracted forms, as the sir said, heuristic objects, and then for theoretically we analyze that this is Vidhi, that is, this leads to good Sukha and these actions lead to Dukkha. So their prescription is actually not the commandments, but merely a guideline. So it's not an injunction also the way it is translated. It's merely a guideline, like in a idealized world, this guideline leads to this, but it is for us in our individual life to contextualize the teachings to our life and then reapply it. My understanding is it correct?
Yeah, to make it very clear in my own terms, see what is Dharmashastra is doing is, it is defining a Sukhi Purusha, right? The whole idea is defining the Sukhi Purusha. Once you define Sukhi Purusha, then if yes, all other deviations are removed, right? I want to see always Sukhi Purusha in front of me, and to become Sukhi Purusha, if you go on, keep on trying for that and remove all other problems, right? And similarly, Ayurveda works for an Swastha Purusha. I define Swastha Purusha. My problem is not the problem of Roga. I am never bothered about, Ayurveda never, tried to define Rogas. Always try to define Swastha Purusha. Once you define Swastha Purusha, you are in Vyakarana, Shuddha, what is that? Shuddha Prayogas. Sadhu Shabdas are defined and rest of things are taken care. You define Sadhu Shabda, you define Swastha Purusha, you define Sukhi Purusha. Done.
Sir. Sir.
Yes.
That Vyapti which we discussed with Karyakaran Bhav and Vyapti which is described here, are they same? Vyapti and Ati Vyapti.
Yes.
And
Yes,
that
yes,
Vyapti.
Vyapti, you are looking at, yes. Yeah, Ati Vyapti means deviation. The Vyapti means exact relation. you have boundary. If you deviate from the boundary, that becomes Ativyapti.
No. I want to know whether that Vyapti which was there in Karyakaran Bhav and that
No, it is
Vyapti.
not Karyakarana Bhava, it is two separate relations. These are two separate. Karyakarana Bhava has got Vyapti, but Vyapti is a separate notion, very different notion than Karyakarana Bhava.
So that Vyapti and this Vyapti both are same?
Yes, this Vyapti, that Vyapti both are same. In Ativyapti, it is a contradiction of Vyapti. The contradictory state of Vyapti is Ativyapti. Yes, there is an exception.
No, is it not true that there may be some relation or there must be some relation which we are not knowing at this point of time,
Yes,
which
possible.
can be revealed in future?
Yes.
So will that object or that idea will come out of that
Yes.
Vyapti definition?
Always Shastrakaras were open for that. Yes, anyway, any time if you bring new exception, therefore in Panini you can go Panini tradition, see the Panini tradition, always the Uttarottaram Muninam Pramanyam, that means Panini is not Pramana for me. The latest Muni is Pramana for me. Latest, whoever is latest. No, latest theories are Pramanas. See how they are open for that. Yes. Yes, Pramanantara Apraptam means if take example of theory of gravitation. If it is possible to understand the gravitation just by your regular eyes, okay, I can see that. Then what is the necessity of your physics? If I can see that. Therefore, no Shastra deal with the objects which are perceivable. Pratyaksha siddhamartham Shastrasya vishayo na bhavati. This is not the object of any Shastra. You can see that. You can see that. Right? Pramanantara apraptam. Pramanantara apraptam. Right? Right? Falling is seen, but the cause of falling is not seen. Right? Therefore, once I debated this with my science, they said science is very limited and only all theories are perceivable, and we don't go for Atindriya. So always we are very strict. Therefore, sciences are okay. You can test them, but these theories you talk about Atindriyas. Therefore, you are very superstitious and no, these are not all so and so things. Then I said, if your sciences are talking about only about the perceivable things, and it cannot become a science. It cannot become Shastra, I said. Pramanantara praptavartham bodhayati ched, that is Vyartha. Because you are looking at certain relations which are not known by any other source, even by perception. Therefore, that is the uniqueness of that particular Shastra. Then science should accept that the objects of science are not perceivable. Atindriyas, they are Atindriyas. Unless you accept Atindriyas in your Shastra, you can't really claim that yours is a Shastra. Any science. Right. Those which are senses, inference, or any other any source of knowledge. Any source of knowledge. Yes. Even for example, if you know numbers through mathematics, then you cannot create another. Because already you know from mathematics all numbers. Praptam tate.
just an observation, but even science, with all its boasted claims, ends up with the uncertainty principle. It's not uncertain, they don't know clearly.
Therefore, there is a hidden acceptance of Atindriyas. That's a different problem. Yes, yes. Yes. Atev khalu. पश्यतु मोक्षः फलं फलम् अनन्य साध्यं मोक्षः विषयः नास्ति शास्त्रस्य फलं तत् अनन्य साध्यम् अन्येन साधनेन साधयितुम् अशक्यं प्रमाणेन प्राप्तुं शक्यं साधनेन सी इफ I define some means for moksha in Vedanta Shavana Manana whatever dhyana whatever these are the means for moksha and no other way is because I cannot take flight to moksha. If I can take flight to moksha, then my Vedanta is a failure. Ha. Anyena margena. Sarve darshanikaah anya sadhana nirakurvanti ataiva. They reject other means. They see, therefore Vedantins reject other means. They reject other means. They show that these are the only means. Ananya sadhyam bhavati khalu. You got that? प्रमाणांतर अप्राप्तम इति विशेषणं कस्य फलस्य न अर्थस्य प्रमाणांतर अप्राप्तम इति विशेषणं अर्थस्य न तु मोक्ष फलस्य फलस्य अनन्य साध्यम इति विशेषणं अर्थ इज साधना अर्थ इज साधना मोक्ष इज फल no the yes ideas are yes ideas and the tools and instruments and the sadhanas what we call are my objects of my shastra yes objects. Sometimes common pramanas are there, but there are we add more. Yes, we add more pramanas. Yes. हाँ. किं भवति? Kathayami. See the problem. He is asking. There is something at home. The father says you should get up in the morning by 6 o'clock before sunrise. You should get up, right? Then there is a prescription for a child. He never says this is the cause and this is the effect. Therefore you follow this. No, nothing. You should get up. The child says yes, I should get up because my father is telling. So otherwise he will scold me. That's the problem for him. But he will not see other consequences. But father knows if he doesn't get up, what will happen. He knows the cause and effect relation. For him, it is Shastra. For child, it is only prescription, Vidhi. Right? Now, for a child, you can't do that. For a young guy, he should tell, if you don't get up in the early morning, you will become aswastha. There is a relation between aswasthya and this wake up. Therefore, this cause and effect relation can be understood by in certain level. So, in certain level, people can't understand it. They should execute it. No, even see in police manual, they can't see cause and effect. A policeman cannot see cause and effect relation. A police officer can see that. A judge can see that. He will follow the rules. For example, even nurse cannot see the cause and effect relation of her manual. Right? She is just, but doctor can see that. Doctor can observe that. Therefore he is scientist. He is following. Therefore, vidhi for her, for a policeman, it's a vidhi, right? And now I am going in the left. I am driving in left side. That is vidhi for me. If I don't drive, accident. Accident is the, and somebody has seen that. So therefore, he has made this as rule. And rules always, for some people it is rule, for some people it is just cause and effect relation. Adhikari Bheda. The cause and effect relation is for Shastrakaras, right? Therefore, they are creating Shastras for that. And for others, this is Vidhi. Therefore, these are Shastras have been seen as Vidhi Shastras. Ultimately, they are creating Vidhis, but they are cause and effect relations. And all Vidhis you should understand in terms of cause and effect relation. Therefore, Vidyartha kaha iti vicharyamane, Ishta sadhanatvam vidyartha ityuktam. This is so beautiful. Sir, Bhattas have interpreted Vidhi. What is the meaning of Vidhi? Vidhi sentence. He says, Ishta sadhanam vidyartha. Sadhya sadhana bhava is vidyartha. It's showing cause and effect relation. That's it. Sandhyam, what is that? Prataha uttishtet means if you swastha purusha, the swasthya and prataruthana have some kind of relation. This is what the meaning. If you want to be a healthy person, you should get up. That's the meaning. Okay. Now time is up. So what is the time now? 1:20. So last question I take.
Yes, sir. Can I? Yes. I don't know whether my question is relevant or not, but still I'll ask. Chaturvidha Purushartha, Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. Dharma, Artha and Kam, these three at least we can perceive some of the components of it, whether we are adhering to the practices prescribed in dharmas or not. And we can see the consequences of practicing or adhering to that particular prescription. But the end result, moksha, if we are trying to attain, whether that has been there or not, how to establish whether that particular person or me has attained that particular phenomena or has really been to that stage.
Sir, some questions are not to be answered. They are to be the second answer. No, there is moksha is conceived as many Shastrakaras. Just I tried this answer. There is a graded moksha. Moksha need not be at the end of one day, at the end of the life. No. It happens every day. So if you know something, then you are relieved from something, some problem. Every day it can happen. Every moment by moment you can get moksha. Moment by moment. Every satisfactory moment gives you some moksha. Right? Every moment if you learn something, you are freed from some ignorance. So moksha happens every day. It is always graded. Therefore you can experience.
Your own question will change after lunch, Sagraj.
सर आपके स्टेटमेंट से एक दोहा याद आ गया मुझे. सर आपके स्टेटमेंट से एक रहीम का दोहा याद आया. I just want to share that doha with everybody. रहीमन बात अगम्य की कहन सुनन की नाही, जो कहत है वो जानत नहीं, जो जानत है वो कहत नहीं.
Thank you so much.